would like to introduce the cast who will be reading tonight. Starting at the far end, we have Erin Watson, who will be reading the role of Rosamond, a social service worker in her 40s. Milo Smith, next to her, will be, he's double cast this evening. He will be reading the role of Mr. Audric, a 68-year-old man, as well as Dr. Kendall, a doctor in his 50s. Beside Milo is Ben Goodman, who will be reading the role of Nolan, 24-year-old young fellow. Beside Ben is Alexa Elser, is Brianna Bergs, who will be reading Kaya, a 21-year-old young lady. And Kaya's younger sister will be read by Alexa Elser, and her name, the character's name is Millie. She's an 11-year-old younger sister. And I will be reading the stage directions. In Another Life by Czarina Zoleta. Scene 1. I apologize, there are 2 settings. The scenes with Millie are in Boston, Massachusetts. And there are other scenes that occur with Nolan that will be happening in an outdoor haven-like setting. In Another Life. Scene 1. Blackout.
I am blind, fumbling in the dark, like a newborn babe still withheld the privilege of sight.
Faint light appears.
But wait, a light. Is it the light at the end of the tunnel? A lighthouse? The face of a star? I don't know what it is, but I know that I must move towards it. Because in this pitch black, that is the only thing I see. The only thing I know. I know nothing but this light. Yet I know nothing about it.
She moves towards it.
Am I getting any closer? Am I going the right way? Is the light even there? Am I making this up? My eyes can't distinguish what's real or what's not real. I cannot trust my eyes, but I can trust my heart. My heart can distinguish what's real or not real. And my heart is telling me that this is real.
Scene 2. Dimmed lights. You can only distinguish 2 silhouettes.
It's dark, Kaya.
I know it is.
Mom and Dad are gone.
It's just us.
Where are you?
I'm here.
I can't see you.
I can't see you either.
Then how do I know you're here?
Can you feel that?
What?
I can feel you.
But we're not even touching.
We don't have to be touching to feel each other.
Is that what it is?
So you feel it then?
Yes.
I'm always with you. I'll always be with you, silly Millie.
Promise, Papaya Kaya?
Promise.
Scene 3. Nolan is looking off in the distance, intense and brooding. Kaya enters, not noticing Nolan. She looks confused and disoriented. He watches her fluster amplify. She takes a step this way and a step that way. He chuckles, shakes his head at the spectacle, and he steps forward.
There's no street sign if that's what you're looking for.
Kaya jumps, spinning around to face him. Nolan raises his arms like someone trying to calm an unsettled horse.
Whoever runs this place should invest in some.
I'll be sure to pass the message. Heading somewhere?
Excuse me?
You look like you're in an awful hurry.
I need to be somewhere.
Have the weird feeling that there's someplace you need to be but no idea where?
How did you know?
Nolan smiles knowingly. Scene 4. Millie, in a prestigious-looking school uniform, stands on a kitchen chair slathering peanut butter on pieces of bread. There are more than a dozen slices with peanut butter covering the entire kitchen. Submerging her hand into the jar, she is covered in the brown substance, splattering herself and the nearby vicinity. There is an intense look of concentration on her face as she carefully coats each piece.
Peanut butter.
Kaya enters carrying grocery bags. As soon as she sees the mess, she drops her bags.
What is this?
Peanut butter.
Is that all the peanut butter?
Is this all the peanut butter we have?
It was.
Oops.
I was going to make peanut butter cookies.
Well, I'm making peanut butter sandwiches.
What about the bake sale tomorrow? We needed that peanut butter.
Right. That bake sale. Do we have to go to that?
Yes. It's for your dance recital. We couldn't go to the last two because I had to work, so we have to go to this one.
Can we go to the zoo instead?
No! We told them we would be there.
What about after?
Can't. I've got work.
What about this weekend?
What about the peanut butter?
What about it?
I told them I was going to make peanut butter cookies. We planned this 3 weeks ago. They've been expecting these cookies for 3 weeks now. What am I supposed to do when I show up without them?
Show up with something else.
You don't understand. I promised them that there would be peanut butter cookies.
That's a pretty big promise.
I had every intention of keeping my promise.
Promises are a funny thing. Why do we promise things when we have no way of knowing for sure whether we can keep them?
I was going to keep my promise.
But there's no more peanut butter.
Millie scoops out the last of the peanut butter and shows the empty contents of the jar.
All gone.
You wasted all the peanut butter?
Waste? I made peanut butter sandwiches.
You didn't even need to use that much. Look at this piece. It's drowning in peanut butter. You could have easily used half as much as you did.
But it wouldn't be enough.
Why did you need so much?
It tastes better.
You should only use what you need.
Sometimes you need a little extra peanut butter.
But you don't need this many peanut butter sandwiches. What the heck are you going to do with all these sandwiches?
Eat them.
Why couldn't you eat something else? Like jam sandwiches?
Ooh, PB&J, why didn't I think of that?
I'm being serious here, Millie.
Clearly. You're no fun.
Well, some of us don't have time for fun.
Millie takes a bite out of the sandwich.
This peanut butter sandwich is perfect.
Kaya rips the peanut butter sandwich out of Millie's hand, slamming it on the counter. Millie shrugs and grabs another sandwich.
This is ridiculous. Were you seriously planning on eating all of these sandwiches?
No, I made one for you.
I don't need a peanut butter sandwich.
Kaya smashes the sandwich out of her hand, sending it flying across the kitchen.
We need peanut butter cookies. Peanut butter cookies. But we need peanut butter to make peanut butter cookies. How are we supposed to make peanut butter cookies without any peanut butter?
Why can't you just go get some more peanut butter?
Because we can't afford any more peanut butter.
She collapses at the kitchen table and begins crying. Millie suddenly stops. She puts down the knife solemnly.
If we can't afford another jar of peanut butter, then why am I attending one of the most expensive schools in Boston?
It's the best school in Boston.
Harvard is the best medical school in the country.
You know I can't go back there.
Why not?
Someone has to take care of you.
I'm 11 years old. I can take care of myself.
Exactly. You're 11. No 11-year-old should have to do that. No 11-year-old should be as grown up as you.
I had to do what I had to do.
And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm going to take care of us. You're all I have, Millie.
Millie stares. After a moment, she turns to her peanut butter sandwiches and begins disassembling them.
What the heck are you doing now?
Millie shaves the peanut butter off the bread with her knife.
You need peanut butter.
I can't use that peanut butter.
Why not?
Because you put it on the bread already. It's pretty much soiled peanut butter.
I don't see any soil in this peanut butter.
Don't be ridiculous. It's too late.
It's never too late.
For me it is.
Whatever happened to my Kaya?
I'm afraid she's disappeared a long time ago, silly Millie.
Will I ever see her again?
Maybe. In another life.
She suddenly flinches in pain, her head reflexively touching her forehead. Millie opens her mouth in concern, but Kaya quickly shrugs it off and stands up.
I have to go to work.
Scene 5. Kaya and Nolan are seated across from each other at a table with a dozen plates of different food. There's a diverse array of dishes, from curry to pierogies to peanut butter sandwiches.
And this has worked before?
A few times. It's a good place to start when you have no leads.
I don't understand.
It can help you remember.
How exactly is ratatouille supposed to help me remember?
Let's say ratatouille had special significance to you before. Eating it now would probably trigger some memories.
But what if I'd never had ratatouille before?
Then there's something to check off your bucket list now.
This is ridiculous.
It doesn't hurt to try. You might as well have fun while you're at it.
He hands her a peanut butter sandwich.
This is a waste of my time. And a waste of food, too.
Oh, come on. You've got to eat anyways.
He waves the peanut butter sandwich in her face.
I don't want a stupid peanut butter sandwich.
Light in the distance flickers. Kaya abruptly jumps up.
There's no need to be rude.
I remember that face. The face of a little girl.
That's a good start. I told you that.
I need to know who that face is. I need to remember.
Stop thinking about it.
No, I need to remember now.
You can't rush these things. It'll come in time.
That's what I've been drawn to this whole time. I feel drawn to that face.
Someone important?
Whoever that face is, I need to be there.
Well, there's nothing you can do.
There must be something I can do.
Just relax.
How can I relax when I'm here and I know that I need to be there?
For Christ's sake, just stop.
But that face, I can't just stop.
Stop! Right now.
How the heck are you so nonchalant about everything?
Why should we stress ourselves over things we have no control over? Might as well just enjoy ourselves now.
How can I even enjoy myself here?
Were you enjoying yourself back there?
There wasn't time for that.
Well, God knows how much time we have here, so we might as well enjoy it now.
But what about the future? Shouldn't we at least plan?
Kaya, there's no point in planning.
But then we could brace ourselves.
Brace ourselves for what?
Who knows?
Exactly. Nobody knows.
So then what do we do?
We can't brace ourselves. We can at least embrace the unknown.
That's just reckless.
It's exhilarating.
No, that's scary.
What scared you?
All the responsibility I had to deal with when my parents died?
They died. But you didn't.
Lucky me.
You're lucky enough to be alive. You should live for them at least. Not all of us are that lucky. Live a little.
How ironic. Living here.
It's all we've got. It's all I've got.
How long have you been here?
2 years now.
Wow. That's a long time.
Not as long as Mr. Audrey. He's been here for almost 11 years now.
11 years. That number sounds familiar.
A whole lifetime here, right? But at least he had his whole life to live before this. 58 years before all this. He lived almost his whole life already. Me, on the other hand, wound up here at the age 22. My whole life ahead of me. But not anymore.
What about me? I'm 21.
But you still got a chance of getting out.
How do you know that?
I'm just saying.
How could you be so sure that you're doomed?
Mr. Roderick thinks that the longer you're here for, the less likely you are to get out.
You don't remember anything?
Zip. So you're already off on a better foot than me.
Maybe you should try a peanut butter sandwich.
I already have. Nothing. But you should try it.
Kaya finally takes the sandwich and takes a bite out of it.
This peanut butter sandwich is perfect. Just the right amount of peanut butter.
It's that extra little peanut butter.
Who would have thought?
Do you think the peanut butter sandwich is good? You gotta try the ratatouille.
Kaya hesitates and examines the stew. She's about to turn it away, but then looks at Noel.
I think I will try.
That's the spirit.
Scene 6.
When Mom and Dad were still alive, we used to go to the zoo once a month. Do you remember that, Kaya? How they got us those special annual memberships when you graduated? I miss that. Zoo days. With you in med school and Mom and Dad both working, zoo day was the one day I got you all to myself. Nobody else but us and the animals. Our family and their family. We were there so often, I feel like we were one big family. My favorite was the walruses. You knew that more than anybody. How I refused to leave the zoo without seeing the walruses. So I would drag you, Mom, and Dad to the walrus exhibit each time. I could never tell if you liked the walruses or if you just pretended because I liked them so much. I loved them. I loved all their big fat rolls and their giant tusks. Remember big old Patty? She was always my favorite. But I loved her even more when Delilah's mom passed away. Little Delilah, orphaned at 1 year old. But Patty took Delilah in, even though they weren't related at all. I couldn't get over that. You couldn't tell they weren't related, though, by the way they huddled up so close to each other. They were inseparable after that. I hope they're still together. I want to visit them again, but you never have the time. Can we go to the zoo, Kaya? I don't want to go without you, though. I'm scared that Patty and Delilah aren't together anymore. Why aren't we together anymore?
Scene 7. Kaya is standing on a mountaintop, soaking in a majestic view.
I'm on top of the world. I've never felt like this. It's exhilarating. It's scary. And I can see now why I've been too scared to climb this mountain. I'm up here high, but it's a long way to the bottom. Not only is it a big fall, but there's so much down there. It's overwhelming down there. crowded with so many things demanding my attention, suffocating. But up here, the air is so light and free, I can breathe, I can move, I can do as I wish.
Kaya is joined by Nolan, who is out of breath.
Great view, huh?
Breathtaking.
I love it here.
Do you come here often?
Yes.
Do you bring everybody here?
No.
Why not?
Nobody sticks around long enough for me to show them. Besides, this is a special place.
It must be nice to come here by yourself.
Yeah.
Is it weird me being here?
Why would you say that?
Well, just because you're so used to coming here alone. I feel like I'm intruding.
To be honest, it's actually nice.
Well, thank you for sharing this with me.
And sharing. I forgot what it's like to share.
Sharing.
Light in the distance flickers.
That's all I did.
Back there?
Yes,
With who?
that face. That little girl. I don't remember why, but I shared everything with her.
She seems like she meant a lot to you.
I guess so.
I don't know if I could do that.
What?
Share everything with somebody?
Why not?
It's a lot. I don't think I could split up everything I own. Call me greedy, but sometimes I just want to have the whole cake to myself.
That's a lot of cake.
Isn't it exhausting giving up a portion of everything to someone else all the time?
Yes, but it's also reassuring.
How?
Knowing that you're not alone. That you won't get fat alone.
That must be nice. But I guess you have to be nice to share. I think I'm too selfish. So used to being on my own for so long now.
You're sharing right now, though.
Huh. I guess I am.
How does it feel?
Reassuring. We should probably head back down before it gets dark and we get lost.
Would that be such a bad thing?
Getting lost?
Getting lost with you.
Well, we didn't bring any food and I'd get hungry. You wouldn't want to see me hangry.
Hangry?
Hungry and angry.
Oh my.
Deadliest combination ever.
I think I could tolerate it.
Really?
We could be lost and hangry together.
Now that sounds like a lethal mix. You sure you want to risk that?
You gotta risk it to get the biscuit.
Since when did you become such a daredevil?
I'm learning. Can we stay a little longer? Just another minute.
Why not? There's no big rush.
He grabs her hand. Scene 8. Millie, sitting on the ground by herself. She solemnly stares at a jar of peanut butter and a slice of bread on a plate in front of her. Nolan and Kaya are having a picnic on the mountaintop, indulging in an abundant feast. Kaya is leaning against Nolan with his arms wrapped around her. Both of them are smiling and laughing, basking in each other's presence. After a long moment of deliberation, Millie tentatively reaches for the jar of peanut butter. At the same time, Kaya pulls a jar of peanut butter from the picnic basket. Both of them untwist the lid off the jar and peer inside at the contents. Without hesitation, Kaya plunges a knife into the jar, scooping out a copious dollop of peanut butter. She plays with it, spinning the knife around, watching the overflowing peanut butter dripping off her knife, wrapping itself around the metallic edge. Meanwhile, Millie gravely contemplates the contents of the jar. With wary reluctance, she ever so slowly reaches for the butter knife. Kaya generously dumps the peanut butter on a slice of bread, contentedly lathering the creamy spread all over. Millie still eyes inside the container, biting her lip.
Kaya said to only use what you need.
More!
Kaya dumps her knife back into the jar, shoveling out another generous portion. This time, she playfully waves the peanut butter in front of Nolan, as if threatening to smear him with it. The two of them lightheartedly tussle over the peanut butter, getting it all over them. The peanut butter-coated knife ends up slipping out of their hands, but they are untroubled by this, picking up the peanut butter off of each other and licking their fingers. Taking a deep breath, Millie sets the knife down and places the lid back on the jar.
I don't need any.
Both Kaya and Millie reach for their respective pieces of bread, biting into them. There is a look of intense satisfaction on Kaya's face as she savors her slice, while Millie looks as if she is swallowing cardboard. Kaya offers Nolan a bite, who graciously accepts. After one bite, Millie sets her piece back down on the plate.
See, Kaya? I didn't even use any peanut butter. I know you need it. So will you come back now?
Millie wraps her arms around her knees and begins to rock herself back and forth in the fetal position.
I need Kaya. I don't even need her to take care of me. No, I don't need anybody to take care of me. But I need her because she's my best friend. She understands me like nobody else. We understand each other. I mean, I'm sure we don't feel the same way all the time, but we see each other for what we are. We see each other. We know each other. We see, we know. Just like that. Who's going to see me then?
In the darkness behind her, two figures appear, ominously haunting her. There is a man in a white lab coat to her left, and a woman carrying a briefcase on her right.
Please come back, Kaya. I can't wait forever.
Can't we stay here forever?
Scene 9. Millie is sitting with a cardboard box over top of her. Kaya stands over the box.
You have to come out.
I don't want to.
I know you don't.
Then leave me alone.
I'm not leaving you alone until you get out.
But it's so nice and warm in here. It's cold out there.
I'll get you a sweater.
I don't want a sweater.
It's not going to get any warmer out here.
Then I'll stay in here.
You can't hide in there forever.
You said you would leave me if I got out of the box.
Well, I lied then. I'm not leaving you alone. Someone has to make sure you don't crawl back underneath that box.
Millie peeps her head out.
So you won't leave me?
Kaya slowly lifts the cardboard box to crawl underneath, holding the box over both of them.
Never, silly Millie.
She offers her hand. Millie stares at it, and after a moment finally takes it. Kaya pulls both of them out from underneath the box. Scene 10. Kaya is on top of the mountain, standing on the edge.
Maybe if I jump, maybe I'll go back there. Maybe it'll take me to that light, to that face.
You don't want to do that.
Why not?
I've tried.
How did it feel?
It hurt. But not in the way you think.
What do you mean?
It hurts when you find out it doesn't hurt.
You can't feel pain here?
You just feel numb.
So we're invincible here.
I guess you could say that.
Shouldn't that be empowering? To not hurt? To do whatever we want here and not have to worry about pain?
We still hurt. It's just a worse kind of hurt.
So is that what I'm feeling? I don't know what else to do, Nolan. How else can I get back?
Jumping isn't the answer. Besides, I wouldn't want you to jump.
Why not?
You just got here.
So?
I don't want to lose you already.
But you said if I jumped, I'd still be here.
No, you'd be down there. And I'd much rather you stayed up here with me.
It is a beautiful view.
Sure is. Can't remember it ever being so nice.
I thought you can't remember anything.
But I can make new memories.
New memories.
With you.
With me?
We can make new memories. We can make them together.
And forget remembering?
We don't have to remember.
Nolan kisses Kaya. Scene 11.
I still can't remember that face. Is that face really that important? I thought it was, but maybe it's not. You can only put so much importance to something untitled, unknown, before the blankness of it all. The mystery of it all eats away at your motivation. I'm getting tired of not knowing what it means. You can only feel so much towards something indefinite, something blinded to you for so long. And in my blindness, I think I found something else, something definite. They say love is blind. Is love making me blind, or am I becoming blind to love?
Scene 12. Kaya is tucking Millie into bed.
It's time for bed, Millie.
If I go to bed, will you go hang out with your friends?
No,
Why not?
because my friend is going to sleep right now.
Don't you have other friends? Where are they?
Right here.
You don't have any other friends?
I don't need any.
Wouldn't you like some, though?
I don't have the time.
Didn't you have friends before? I remember you used to have lots of friends.
I had time before.
Why not anymore?
Because I'm too busy trying to tuck you into bed, silly Millie.
I bet you would like to have other friends to hang out with.
Sometimes. But you know what I would like most?
What?
For you to go to bed.
I am in bed.
Go to sleep.
I'll only go to sleep if you go hang out with one of your friends.
Fine.
Kaya crawls under the blankets with Millie.
What are you doing?
I'm hanging out with my best friend.
Scene 13.
I remember a face.
Tell me about it.
It's a beautifully young face, No wrinkles, no deformities.
Untainted, unscarred.
The face of innocence, hope, optimism. I don't know what it is about that face, but I feel something when I look at it.
Like what?
Like something deep inside of me is stirring. Some burning desire, like a warm, boiling stew. It's my fuel, my sustenance, the fire to my engine. It drives me. This fuels everything I do. When I see this face, I feel urged, rushed. I'm worried, I'm protective.
Sounds like you're devoted to this face. Some sort of tiring duty?
But at the same time, it eases me. I don't feel alone. I feel connected to this face. Like there is some invisible chain binding me to that person.
Invisible.
I know, right? How can something so strong exist if it is made up of a substance that is unseen? But then, how can you break something you can't see?
Can you break it?
You can't. An invisible chain, because there is nothing in this world or that world that can destroy it. Unbreakable.
But do you want to break it?
It is a shackle, but also my anchor. It weighs me down, but it also grounds me. It holds me back, but it stabilizes me. She is a leash, but she keeps me from straying too far. She is my burden. She is my responsibility. Just as she is my inhale, she is also equally my exhale. She empties me, but she also fills me up. She is my foundation. She is my everything.
The light in the distance flickers.
She is my sister.
You remember now?
So why am I still here?
I don't know.
Nolan?
Maybe you haven't remembered everything yet.
What else could there be?
Can you just give it some time?
Millie's voice echoes.
Please come back, Kaya.
This startles Kaya, causing her to spin around in confusion, trying to find the source of the sound.
My sister. I can hear her. Why can I hear her?
Just give it some time, Kaya.
Millie's voice rings out again.
I can't wait forever.
I don't have time, Nolan.
Why are you in such a rush?
My sister needs me. It all makes sense now. The sense of urgency, the need to be somewhere. I need to be with my sister.
Maybe you're needed somewhere else now.
What are you trying to say?
Is it really such a bad thing that you're still here?
I need to be with my sister.
No, but aren't you happier here?
Well, yes. I don't think I've ever been this happy before.
Neither have I.
And if I leave,
You leave this place.
I leave you here.
But if you stay,
There's no going back.
it's either here or there.
It's either you or Millie.
Scene 14.
Excess. We live in a world of excess. Indeed, you can have too much of something. But excess does not necessarily mean that you have more than what you need. Most often we acquire too much of the things we don't need. Excess is often a sign of something missing in our lives, and excess arises as the result of trying to fill that gaping void. We try to fill the hole with other things, things that can't fill the hole, things that can't make us whole. But we try anyways, dumping thing after thing into a drain. That's what I did for 58 years. They say I had a life before this, an excessive existence of endless emptiness. When Margie died, I tried to compensate the crack in my soul with other things. Knickknacks, projects, activities. And that was the problem. I was well aware of that tear inside me. It was metaphorical. There was no actual tear in my heart. Why do we try to fill a figurative fissure with tangible things? A material hole can only be filled with material content. An immaterial hole can only be filled with the impalpable material.
Mr. Audric sits down on a park bench and begins reading a novel. Nolan enters.
She remembers everything now.
You have to tell her.
I've been lonely for so long, and now she's here.
You have to do what's right.
Why can't she stay?
Because she doesn't belong here. Clearly. Look how much she's remembered.
It's not fair.
Life's not fair, Nolan. Look at us. We are the rejects of justice.
If we've been so wrongly treated, why do we have to do what's right then?
It's the right thing to do.
I'm tired of doing what's right. We keep helping people return even though we can't remember ourselves. We help them escape while we sit here, trapped. We don't have to help them, but we do. For what? We had nothing in return for it.
Isn't it reward enough to see someone be able to live their life?
It's starting to feel like a slap in the face now. Endlessly reminded that we can't live our own lives.
Stop being selfish.
You don't understand.
Where do I lack understanding?
You had 58 years to live your life before coming here. You had a whole life.
Time is irrelevant. You think that's a life?
Me?
But...
I was only 22. I had my whole life ahead of me.
And so does Kaya. Her life is waiting for her back there.
What if she wants to stay here too?
Then that's her choice. But you have to tell her the truth so that she can make that decision for herself.
She's going to choose this life.
But this is no life, Nolan. You know that. And you know what needs to be done. She has to go back.
This is bullshit.
She has the rest of her life to live. Do you want to take that away from her?
But we're both happy here.
And how long will that last? I know you two. You're both good people. You'll be happy at first, but then the guilt of having turned that life away will make you both turn from each other.
But I love her.
If you truly love her, you will let her go.
I thought love was selfless.
It's about putting another before yourself.
Why do I feel so selfish?
Because you've been putting others before yourself for so long. And nobody's perfect, Nolan. You're allowed to feel selfish once in a while. But you can't be selfish for long. You can't let selfishness overrule you.
Why not?
Selfishness is destructive.
So how do you combat that?
Selflessness.
Selflessness.
That is productive. That will last.
That's what made me fall in love with Kaya. Her selflessness.
Don't take that away from her. Destroying the very thing that defines her, the thing that you love about her, will only destroy your love. Follow her example.
You think she'll remember me in that life?
Love is a powerful thing.
I hope she does.
I'll take you to it.
Why am I still here?
Nolan paces back and forth, struggling with himself. Finally, he stops and let out a heavy sigh.
Because you don't want to leave.
What?
You could leave. Right now if you wanted to.
I have the choice?
I should have told you sooner. I'm sorry. I was selfish and I wanted to keep you here for myself.
Then why am I still here, Nolan?
It's a question you need to be asking yourself.
Because while I see my sister's face, I also see your face. And there's a chain binding me to you too.
And I'm no anchor. I'm a burden. I'm a shackle. I'm a leash.
I love you too.
You shouldn't love such a despicable, selfish person. I'm limiting you. I'm holding you back. I'm keeping you in this prison.
You're not keeping me a prisoner.
No, but you're keeping yourself a prisoner.
I'm not a prisoner here, though. I've never felt so free, so liberated. I'm finally embracing life and living for me.
Oh no. Mr. Roderick was right.
You've made me realize that I can't keep denying myself of pleasure. I've sacrificed all the good things in my life.
Your sacrifices made you good.
My sacrifices came at the sacrifices of my own life.
A good life.
A pathetic life.
Look what I've done to you.
You made me open my eyes.
I didn't want you to close your eyes to the truth that's in front of you, to what you should do.
I don't want to close my eyes to you, though.
But then you can't open your eyes to your sister again.
I don't want to if you're not there.
Don't keep your eyes closed to your sister. She needs you.
I need you.
Not as much as you two need each other.
Don't you need me?
Don't make this about me.
Why not?
I'm a lost cause.
Maybe for now, but
There's no hope for me.
you don't know that. Why are you giving up?
I'm not. How can you give up when you've already lost?
But I love you.
I love you too.
Can't that be enough?
It can't save us, no matter how much we love each other.
It's not fair.
I know. But you know what would be even more unfair?
What?
Not going back.
Millie.
Yes. And you. There's no life for you here.
But I wasn't living back there.
But you can start. It's never too late.
That's what my sister always told me.
Scene 15. Dr. Kendall and Rosamond are in his office. Millie sits outside the room.
Does Millie have any other relatives or possible
She
guardians?
always keeps her promises.
Unfortunately, none.
She said she was going to keep her promise.
In that case, if Kaya doesn't...
She never lets anyone down. She never lets me down.
I've already started looking at potential foster homes.
She said she was going to take care of us.
Have you spoken to her about it yet?
They're going to take me away from Kaya?
Not yet.
But I guess, how can they take me away from her when she left me?
Scene 16. Kaya's eyes are squeezed shut, holding her head in her hands with an agonized expression on her face. Nolan holds her at arm's length.
It's getting worse, isn't it?
She's all that I can hear. Her voice, it sounds so desperate. I've never heard her like this before.
Can't ignore her any longer. You can't make her wait any longer. And her misery already.
But then I'm subjecting you to misery.
It hurts to do what's right.
But how is there a right answer when no matter what I do, somebody is going to get hurt?
Hurt the person who can endure the pain.
You can endure the pain?
I have no choice.
I don't know if I can endure the pain.
You can. You will.
How do you know?
Because you've been through so much.
Haven't I been through enough?
Just one more. This is the last sacrifice.
Then what?
Then you live your life, unrestrained, uninhibited, unapologetically.
And live for myself?
Yes, but not just yourself.
For my sister?
Yes, but not just her.
For who else then?
Me. Live for me and for everything I can't do. Only one of us can live. I'm glad it's you.
I'm glad I met you.
Maybe we'll be together again in another life.
Scene 17. Millie stands center stage. Dr. Kendall and Rosamond ominously hover behind her, standing next to each other and facing Millie. Lights on them, everything else is dark.
The results aren't as promising as I would like them to be.
Maybe she doesn't want to come back.
Didn't everything go perfectly though?
I mean, I wouldn't blame her.
They did, but things haven't gotten any better since then.
What is there for her here? Work?
It's been almost a week.
There's me, but
I'm afraid we've hit a plateau.
I guess I'm just another burden for her.
Is there nothing else that can be done?
But she can be my burden now. It's the least I can do.
I've done the best I can. The ball's in her court now.
I'll take care of my sister.
Dr. Kendall and Rosamond approach Millie. Rosamond gently places a hand on Millie's shoulder.
That won't be necessary.
Why not?
Your sister doesn't need to be taken care of anymore.
She's still here, though.
Millie steps to the side, and lights suddenly appear on a hospital bed. Kaya lies unconscious in the bed, hooked up to an array of tubes and machines. Millie reaches for her sister's hand.
Her body is here, but I'm afraid that's all there is.
She can't be gone. I would know if she was gone.
I've seen it before. The body is responsive and ready, but sometimes the mind isn't there.
She's still there. I can feel
It's
it.
up to her when she'll wake up, whether she'll wake up from her coma at all.
But I fear she's entered a vegetative state, even though we successfully removed the brain tumor.
She's going to wake up.
We're afraid she's not coming back, Millie.
But she's right here.
Millie flings herself onto Kaya's bed.
It's time to move on, Millie.
Millie buries her face into Kaya's shoulder.
Please wake up, Kaya.
We have to let go, Millie.
Please, Kaya.
Let go, sweetheart.
Millie swats her away.
But don't make this any harder than it should be.
Millie!
Kaya!
Dr. Kendall and Rosamond try wrenching Millie away, but Millie fights them off.
Wake up!
After a long struggle, the two adults finally manage to peel Millie away from her sister. Hysterically screaming and crying, Millie continues to writhe and thrash as they grapple to carry her out of the room. Long after they exit, Millie's desperate cries can still be heard off stage. Kaya continues to lay motionless in bed. The silhouettes of Nolan and Kaya appear on the mountaintop. They embrace each other one last time. After a long moment, Nolan pulls away from Kaya, and she reaches after him as he leaves.
This is my farewell. This is my homecoming. I'm saying goodbye to Nolan, but I'm greeting my sister again. I'm coming back to that world, but I'm not coming back to that life. I'm leaving this world, but I am bringing back this life.
Kaya's figure falls off the mountain. All of a sudden, Kaya lurches upright in bed, gasping for air. Blackout. Scene 18. Kaya and Millie are clutching onto each other.
Is it really you?
Am I really here?
I can see you. I can feel you.
Does that mean that I'm here?
Please tell me that you're here.
I must be here.
Please tell me that Kaya came back.
She didn't, though.
Kaya isn't back for good?
She's not. I left her back there. And I brought back the Papaya Kaya instead.
We're here together now.
But a part of me is still there.
Scene 19.
How are you?
I'm fine.
You miss him.
You believe me?
Of course.
Why?
I know you. You're not creative enough to imagine something like that on your own.
Thanks.
It's the truth.
You would have liked him.
Yeah?
Just like you.
How?
He loved peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
He always used the right amount.
Sounds like a keeper.
I would have kept him if I could.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. I'm not.
But you were so happy there.
That was the problem.
What?
I needed to be happy here.
And are you?
Honestly, I am.
I'm happy that you're back. I'm happy that Papaya Kaya is back.
It's good to have her back.
Soon to be Dr. Papaya Kaya.
Hey now, we'll see about that. That's questionable now after my last clinical, which I'm pretty sure I bombed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you bombed it out of the water.
Let's not get our hopes up.
Oh, come on. It's going to happen. You're going to be a neurologist. You didn't come back for nothing.
No. I came back for everything. I came back for you.
And you.
Yes, and me.
Scene 20. 3 years have passed. Millie and Kaya are at the zoo. They stand in front of a caged fence. The sign reads, "Turtle Doves," but there are no birds in sight. Kaya is absorbed in reading the infographic. Millie is intent on watching her sister.
Why don't you go on that date?
Did you know that turtle doves are also called mourning doves?
Isn't that because their calls sound so sad?
They say that when a dove's mate dies, that dove mourns their partner. Some don't even find a new mate. They have one mate for life.
You know, you're not a mourning dove.
But there's been some evidence of doves finding a new mate.
It's just a date.
Maybe.
Maybe you'll finally find him.
It's been 3 years.
So?
There's no record of him anywhere in Boston, much less Massachusetts. He could be anywhere.
You make it sound like a bad thing.
Well, isn't it? Doesn't really narrow down my options.
No, but that's the bright side. It opens up your options.
That's a lot of options.
The more the merrier, right?
Silly Millie.
Hey, I'm almost 15 now.
I don't care how old you are. You'll just always be my silly Millie.
Good, because you'll always be my Papaya Kaya. No matter how old, overripe, and wrinkly you get.
Time for the walruses, I think.
Don't you want to wait for the turtle doves to come out, though?
That could be ages.
But won't it be worth the wait?
I'm not waiting that long. They might not even come out.
But they might come out.
Do you want to waste the rest of your day waiting for a couple of birds?
But
the zoo is closing in 20 minutes. Come on, I know you want to see the walruses.
Kaya walks away, but Millie doesn't move.
Let's check out something else.
Are you feeling okay?
You said the zoo is closing in 20 minutes, right?
19 minutes now. If we hurry, we can make it to the walruses.
It's okay. I want to see something new.
But don't you want to check up on Patty and Delilah?
I'm sure they're fine. They're probably annoyed of us by now anyways. Always checking up on them like paranoid parents. Besides, they've got each other to pester. Don't need us to do that.
I can't believe this.
Well, come on. I thought you didn't want to waste our last 19 minutes here.
18 minutes.
Hurry up then.
I hear they have a new peacock exhibit.
Let's check it out then.
Millie extends her hand to her sister, and Kaya takes it. They walk off together. Scene 21.
It stings being in this world without you. I'm starting to question whether I dreamt you up, whether what we had was real, whether you were real at all. I remember everything. Do my memories speak truth? Memory is such a fickle thing, favoring this and then that, molding our memoirs in accordance to that. I started to doubt them, but then I remember the feelings. I can conjure them up so vividly. Sensations such as these can't be synthesized from supposition. And I remember that I can trust my heart. My heart can distinguish what's real or not real. And my heart tells me that you are real, that our love was real, that our love is real.
A light in the distance flickers, and she looks towards it. End of play.